What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video with your host, as always, K-Mac Time. And today we're taking a look at the top 10 Pokemon who are weaker than they look. They may look strong, they may look badass, but in competitive play and other things, they just aren't enough to snuff. Let's go ahead and jump off this list with number 10, Raichu. Now, being the final form of the franchise mascot, you would expect Raichu to be a little bit better than it is. However, it appears that Pikachu is actually better in most cases. It even has a lot of problems. It has a really poor move set, and it has to use moves like Nasty Plot to even charge up. But because it has such low defense, it's hard to do so, making it a worse option than Pikachu. Coming in at number 9 on the list is Flygon. Now, Flygon isn't quote-unquote bad, but it's not that good either. It's one of those Pokemon that has become one of the jack of all trades, but master of none. This doesn't really bode well for competitive battles, where it's good at physical attack and it's average at this and it's good at that. It doesn't really excel in one specific role, making it a harder Pokemon to use in competitive battles. Next up is a Beartic, and Beartic is a polar bear, which is one of the most badass and rough, tough animals on the entire planet. So you'd think naturally that this Pokemon would be one really cool Pokemon to use. However, its ice typing seems to be a death sentence. While ice is one of the most powerful offensive types, it is the absolute worst defensive type for competitive. And being a slower Pokemon like Beartic is, it's actually really hard to get this one to be competitive when you play in matches with other people online. It's kind of a shame, though. This is a really cool Pokemon design, and I was really hoping this would do better in competitive than it actually does. Next up at number 7, we have Vespiqueen. Now, Vespiqueen looks like a very powerful Pokemon, and it's actually one of the harder Pokemon to obtain without hours of breeding. However, this Pokemon again becomes a victim of poor typing. The epic combination of bug flying is just made moves like Stealth Rock and Stone Edge a complete Achilles heel to this Pokemon with its 4 times weakness. It does not hold up very well. Its moveset's alright, but again, the 4 times weakness makes this a very easy target to take out in competitive battles. Coming in number 6 is Electivire, which is just pretty much a beefed up version of the original Electabuzz, which is one of my favorite Pokemon from the original 151 for anyone out there who cares. Anyway, this Pokemon is again outclassed by many other due to the fact that it has just average stats all around. It's again the master of all trades. It's decent at most things, but it's not very good at any particular one. Its highest stat is obviously its physical attack, but it lacks the strong electric type moves to really unlock that potential. There was one move that's really good with it. It's Wild Charge. It dishes out a lot of pain, but it has a huge amount of recoil, which won't leave to any kind of competitive advantage in competitive matches. Next, at number 5, we have Ursaring, which is a giant, badass looking bear. When I first saw this Pokemon in Gen 2, I thought, wow, this one is going to be super powerful, maybe even OP. Unfortunately, it does not make it into much competitive. It can be used by using speed or attack boosts such as Guts or Quick Feet abilities, but a lot of times it doesn't last very long. Types such as Rock, Steel, and Ghost types will just wreck this Pokemon because it is just a plain normal typing, making it not suitable for competitive gameplay. Next up at number 4 is Gallade. Now, while everyone is a huge fan of this Pokemon and even a bigger fan of Galvador, Gallade is not the type of Pokemon that everyone thought it would be. Even though it has great typing at Psychic and Fighting, and it has a good move pool, it's just not fast enough. It's a pretty slow Pokemon, and it doesn't really have that many stab type moves to use. It relies heavily on the move Close Combat to deal damage, but unfortunately with its frail defense and its slow speed, does not make this a very suitable competitive Pokemon. Coming in at number 3 on our list is the original 151 Pokemon, Marowak. Now, this is a very cool Pokemon, and the story behind its skull and all that kind of fun stuff, the lore behind this Pokemon is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1. But again, it's another Pokemon that is held back by its speed stat, and even though it can dish out a good amount of damage offensively, it just doesn't have the defensive and speed stats to make up for it, making it a kind of average Pokemon. Not horrible, but the thing that really holds it back is it cannot hold an item. It must have its thick club item. You can't actually personalize what you're trying to make it hold, making it a little bit harder to set this Pokemon up for competitive play. Coming in at number 2 on our list is Articuno. Now, this bird can deal out some offensive pain. It's a very great stats for offensive and has a good move set, ice typing, flying typing, a very cool move set. Again, this falls into this category because of its ice flying typing, making it 4 times weak to moves like Stealth Rock. Makes this a very easy Pokemon to take out in competitive play. Even though it is an offensive monster, its weakness, its 4-time weakness, just is too much to overcome, making it a Pokemon that everyone kind of skips over in the competitive gameplay. And finally, coming in at our number 1 spot is a Lux Raid. Now, this Pokemon is one bad-looking motherfucker, man. This thing is very cool looking, and you'd think by looking at this Pokemon that it is so badass that it has to be one of those Pokemon that can just, run through an Elite Four trainer and just have great move pool, have great stats, and just perform outstandingly. Unfortunately, that's not the Pokemon that we got in the games and in competitive. It has a lack of powerful physical attacks, and its move pool just seems to be subpar. And again, it is one of those Pokemon that you think would be faster, but its slow speed stat kind of drags it down. It can do better when used the ability Guts, but that just isn't really reliable as well. It also has a move with everyone seems to put on it with Wild Charge. Again, a high recoil move, inflicting a lot of pain on itself. This Pokemon will not last very long in a competitive battle, even though it looks like it could totally wreck a whole team. But that's all there was to this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite Pokemon down in the comment section is. I'd love to know. As always, guys, remember to like the video if you guys were entertained. And also make sure you guys smash that subscribe button if you guys are new around here. But until next time, guys, take it easy. Remember, that's always K-Mac time somewhere. And peace out.